Alright. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and if you can hear me over the sound of Danganronpa's soundtrack, welcome back to our Sunday SoundGoblin Storytime of Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. I, of course, am the Krampus.
I'm Bograt.
I'm Shiv.
And I'm Vincent. And there's someone else as well.
I'm Hunter Green.
Friend of stream, Hunter Green.
Yes,
Member of
I'm just
SoundGoblin.
introducing myself last, I apologize.
And there has been a murder!
There has been a murder. So, if you will last recall, we were introduced to our protagonists, and we were introduced to the rules of this place. Basically, we're all trapped forever inside of Hope's Peak Academy. Unless, of course, someone bloodies themselves. I'm not calling it by what the game wants to call it.
Well.
And where we ended off last time, we found one of our fellow schoolmates in that position.
Covered in pink goo.
Look, everyone here's so punk they bleed neon. We've established this. If we can't get past the pink blood, you're gonna have a real shit time with the other stuff. So, yeah, Sayaka's dead.
Well, that's one less character to worry about.
That's true.
Yep.
Not only that, we've lost our assistant, who was possibly psychic.
Just give up.
She is no more.
Bereft of life.
Be.
She hadn't been nailed in there with this knife. She'd be pushing up the daisies.
Friend?
Calm down.
I see, they're all actually robots, and that's creatively colored coolant. That's the actual mystery of this game.
As far as I'm aware, there's only one robot here, and that's Monokuma.
Mm-hmm.
So, correct.
Aha! Obliterating the mood here. We have a follower. Holy cow, 8498.
Hey, pal. Great.
I'll admit it's amazing that our follow thing can out-blare Danganronpa.
Also, a good thing our follow thing works.
Ah. We just got started, so you joined at a good time, holy cow.
Yeah, this is the start of our second stream. We have just gotten to the first murder.
Yep.
We're now going into the investigation phase.
Oh god, he's on to me. He knows someone killed her.
About that.
That's awfully specific.
Yeah, how do you know how that looks?
It's a very weird thing, but it's a pretty accurate translation.
No, I'm not questioning whether it's an accurate translation or not. It's still a very specific thing.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if you have a minigun, wouldn't you be shooting doves with it?
No.
No.
Yeah, the old LP roughly translated that as, you look as if a pigeon ate your Gatling gun. So, no more sensical there.
I would actually say that was less sensical, but
What is this?
Yes,
Yep.
that would be.
Yeah, Monokuma does in fact do things. Also, I will reiterate for the second stream here, no spoilers.
ah, yes.
talking.
Absolutely no spoilers.
Yeah, this is mostly at least half the group is technically blind on this.
Yeah.
Partially, at least.
Yeah.
Come on.
Most of them know broad sweeps, but no specifics. And some of them know basically nothing other than the few times we've discussed Danganronpa amongst ourselves.
What?
Bograt is trained to hit a ban button from 30 yards.
Well, you know.
He'll be in another room and just bounce a grape off his keyboard.
He just screwed some over. Thought it was just as simple as murdering someone.
Yeah, exactly. As Monokuma brings up, you're not just gonna kill someone and that's it. Because there's that proviso in the rules about how you have to get away with
Not
it.
get caught. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then perhaps.
We're all in Southern California. The weather is always 65 and sunny. Just
Mm.
assume that it's like 90% accurate.
God, I
we've
wish
been
mine
going through a
actually
heat wave
was
for the past, like,
60.
yeah, we've been going through a heat wave last week or so, but actually today has been pretty decent.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it remembered that it is indeed summer here.
Which is
In
thankful
other
because I had to
words,
go out at like 8 o'clock this morning to go saw up a giant ass plant.
Yeah.
Rain, we don't care about earthquakes. Earthquakes aren't a big deal.
Yep.
No.
Earthquakes happen and then they're done and you go on with the rest of your day if you even noticed it happen.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Sometimes the windows shake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the earthquake has to hit like really devastating levels for it to be noteworthy here.
Sometimes my figurines fall over.
Also, God, I wish we could have
during
5%
the
rain.
trial, You'll have
Yeah,
to
seriously.
present your arguments about who you think the blackened is.
5% rain would be lovely. Unfortunately, some
And
idiot at
once
some point in the
everything
past
comes
decided
to
to
an
settle in a
end,
fucking
the
desert.
outcome will be decided by
We get
popular
some
vote.
February rain.
If the answer you
And like
arrived
right at the
at
beginning
is
of June,
correct,
usually.
only the one that disturbed your peace will be punished. The rest may continue their communal life.
I think we do
However,
actually
If
fully
you
qualify
choose
as
poorly,
a
then
desert
the
under
one
the
who
actual
got
like
away with murder will
strict definition, which is like
survive,
less than 10
and the
days
rest
of rain
of
a
you
year.
will receive your punishment. Which of course means your school life will come to an end. As far as class trial rules go, that's all there is to it.
So, yeah, there's the important part of class trials. If you can get away with it, you're the only one who escapes. Because everyone else is dead.
Yeah.
What?
Guess wrong, everyone dies. Guess right, only the person who committed the murder is killed.
Execution. Execution! Electric chair! Bzz, bzz, poison gas! Torn apart like a paper plane in a hurricane!
No. Teddy got real bored real quick.
Well, yeah. He's been sitting around watching these lunatics do basically nothing for several days.
Monokuma was off his rocker way before this.
I don't know.
Yes.
At least one person get killed.
That's true.
How would you watch one person get killed? Hypothetically, there's no cameras in the shower. That's probably bullshit, but
Oh no, that is absolute bullshit.
Uh-huh.
I'm fairly certain he has cameras in every single nook and cranny in this school. Like, this is what he lives for, right?
cameras in every person, place, and thing. Well, he lives for he's a robot.
The hell are you talking about?
Huh?
What the?
What's this?
Stop it!
What?
The hell are you talking about?
Okay, so punishments aren't universal.
Shut the hell up!
No.
It's whatever Monokuma feels like at the time.
Fair enough.
Dictator.
Don't believe
Yeah.
it!
Yeah.
In general, the only punishment that results in execution is either A, violence against the headmaster, or B, getting found out as a murderer.
Shing!
Oh, I'm glad they described it as I kind of imagined it.
Are you enjoying yourself now?
Might
Are
go after
you?
Huh?
Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is not allowed. You violated a school regulation. I invoke the mighty summon spell. Help! To me, godly spear, Gunyear!
Oh shit!
She's fine.
Oh, no, she's not.
Very not.
No, she's not.
Junko is dead.
Her pink is on the outside.
This wasn't
Some of the angles those spears are in, he's gotta have launchers everywhere. That's impressive. Individual
Launch, he
floorboards
summoned
have
them,
to
did you hear
pop. Individual floorboards have to pop up into guns.
No way!
What's even more impressive is that some of them strategically disappeared so she could actually lie down with all those spears at her.
That's fine.
Well now.
He's a very dedicated headmaster to keep his lessons going.
Now you see just how serious I am.
See, he's serious about being a
And
headmaster.
you get shot full of holes, exploded, buried alive, disintegrated, etc. So, if you don't want that to happen to you, you'd best obey those school regulations.
So that one is a little rougher in the original Japanese. He says, whoever disobeys me will get thrown into a bee's nest, have a bomb pushed down their throat, buried alive, or dissolved in acid.
Cool.
Yes, please keep in mind, for the most part, they toned down Monokuma in the translation.
Sure, that's a good thing.
Hey,
A magazine model. I'm not sure she qualifies as a human being.
Oh, she was one of the nicer characters.
That
Yeah.
is true.
I mean, she's not the shit weasel.
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
one less option to follow.
I knew it.
What?
God damn it, Teddy.
So that's a joke that I actually like a lot more in the original Japanese. Basically, Kirigari says something along the lines of like, "You were just grasping for a chance to kill somebody," and Monokuma says, "Grasping? I'm a bear. I don't even have opposable thumbs."
So, after every kill, we will get a Monokuma file, because none of us are super high school level coroners.
The Monokuma!
It contains information about the cause of death and the condition of the body.
Okay.
Yeah. So Monokuma will give everything he knows about the circumstances and cause of death. And, of course, the surveillance cameras everywhere, like Hunter said. So Monokuma knows exactly who is it. He has to, for the trial to
Kind of
work.
hard to have a trial to
Yeah.
work if you're...
Yeah.
And he brings it up right here. It's like, I couldn't possibly pass a fair and accurate judgment if I didn't know which one of you shits it was.
Correct.
Yeah, we're not dealing with the final puzzle in 999 situation where it's like, we never solved that 9 years ago, so we don't know what the real answer is, so we can't tell you if you're right or not.
Yeah.
No, this is Monokuma always knows who killed who and how.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave the dead body there.
It'll get cleaned up eventually.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think any of them really plan on using the gym for anything other than these meetings.
You have to get exercise somehow. Good place to stretch. Lots of room. Only the faint smell of death.
Nah, that's
And
what the Pine Falls for.
Sorry, death and Pepto-Bismol.
Oh yeah.
You're probably not getting that pink out. On the bright side, if you have some heartburn.
True.
Hey,
Oh, she wanted to be the new assistant?
I don't like her chances as our assistant.
Yeah, we don't have a good track record of that so far.
in other words,
Look, one time does not establish a pattern.
what the heck? That's terrible.
Just a second.
I forget, did Monokuma say there's a time limit for this?
He just said that the trial's going to begin in a little while. Spoilers, there's no in-game time limit for this.
Right.
It will
Plot
begin...
convenient time.
Yeah, it will begin when we show up to the trial room.
Yeah.
Like, presumably, the trial will be called at some point, but there's no actual, like, in-game restriction in that.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking more for story reason, like, just stretching it out until they have irrefutable evidence.
I'm fairly
Narratively,
certain...
he did not give a specific amount of time. He just said
Yeah.
it'll begin in a while.
Okay.
Generally speaking, what happens is you will have to collect all of the potential evidence that's available in a given scenario before he calls the class trial. But once he calls the class trial, you're immediately summoned to the trial chamber.
Basically, you're given all the information, but you still have to sort it out to come
Exactly.
to a conclusion.
You get the information that you can use. And I believe you have to have all of the information in order to start a class trial. The game physically just won't let you start it.
It will require you to collect all the information, even some of the stuff that are basically red herrings.
And so you're trying to find a Monokuma coin on her corpse? See if she was carrying?
I'm pretty sure there can't be a Monokuma coin on her corpse. I would not put it past this game, though.
She really is dead. Granted, you're not qualified to make that judgment, but looking at the scene, I don't really think you had to really go to that much detail to try and figure it out.
Well, also, we have to check the body to
Progress the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yasuhiro didn't realize this was a real thing until just now. He thought this was some elaborate prank that was being put on by the real administrators of Hope's Peak Academy. It has only now triggered in his brain that this is real.
I mean, I already knew he wasn't the brightest, but that really just hammers that home.
Very practical advice from Sakura.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk to everybody. I'm just going to check in with a few people.
Basically, everybody kind of says the same
with me.
basic thing. Just like, what the fuck? Oh god.
Oh.
Like,
What the crap?
And yeah, talking to Celeste actually gets you pointed to something.
Yep.
This trial gives you a lot of hand-holding, because it's the first trial and they're trying to get you into the mindset.
Yeah.
And also, this brings up one of the worst parts of the trial for us.
Oh!
Because everyone knows she died in our room.
What the heck?
Yeah. So we already have an uphill battle to climb, because now we have to not only find who the killer is, but also prove conclusively that we are not the killer.
so one interesting thing to note about this, by the way, is that this game had a demo that you could get on the, I think both PSP and the Vita version had a demo available, and the demo was this section and the trial, but it was actually a different scenario. I believe Yasuhiro was the one that had died in that instance. So it didn't actually spoil anything for the real game.
Yeah. Which I like. That was a very nice touch to show people the gameplay and still keep all the suspense of the main game.
Hey,
Yeah, so Mondo's not the thinking type, so he's just gonna stand guard over the body. And as Byakuya points out, that's not precisely gonna fly.
stop talking. So then.
Stop talking.
Astute observation, Hifumi. Now get back in the box. You live in the refrigerator box where we put you. We occasionally throw peanuts in the top.
So then.
See, all the killer needs to do now is kill everyone else. That way he can't be found guilty at the trial.
You're not technically
So-
wrong.
Actually,
Like, I want to respond to that, but
Goodbye.
it's future knowledge, so.
Goodbye. Yo. Hey, damn it. You're fucking dead.
He'll do it. He's a madman.
He crazy. Look at
Yep.
them eyes.
So, anyway,
It's fine. I'm sure the main character has read a bunch of Detective Conan manga chapters.
very
So just get an
suspicious.
adult detective with you to pretend to be him through voice modulation.
The number of Detective Conan references that get thrown around in this game, mostly by Shitweasel, are are not inconsiderable.
He is the fan artist of various types of art.
Notably, one of the other presents you can find is a voice-changing bow tie.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
No, she's got one of those can't stand the sight of blood things. Ugh.
So everybody thinks we did it. Yes, Makoto, everyone thinks you're the killer.
I just gotta find proof.
What?
you know?
One corpse appears in your shower and suddenly everyone suspects you of murder. It's not fair, I tell you.
Okay.
execution is execution. Execution! Electric chair! Zzz, zzz, poison gas! Torn apart like a
We already have this
paper
voice
plane
line.
in
I'm
a
gonna use it again.
hurricane.
They're getting the most out of their money.
Okay, so after a long and lengthy section, we are now finally into the actual gameplay stuff. So time of death was 1:30 a.m. Body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. Deaths are placed in the bathroom, according to the evidence. Cause of death was stabbed into the abdomen. There was also an injury to her right wrist. Specifically, her wrist was fractured. Okay, so we've gotten our first truth bullet, which is the Monokuma file. Truth be told, most every Monokuma file is going to be your first truth bullet for whatever trial section happens. And you can review your truth bullets here in the truth bullet section. So now we have all of the sections open in our F1 menu. There's no real point looking at her body anymore. Talk to Yasuhiro, but he's kind of having a meltdown. God of Space, King Neptune. Yeah, he's going to be useless.
On the bright side, he's pretty low on the suspects list.
So,
Yeah.
notably,
He's just
in
trying
the
to fight.
Japanese, in the Japanese for that, by the way, he does not call out for King Neptune. He calls out for help from King Tai.
To be fair, Kaiosama probably more likely to actually respond.
For
Yeah,
obvious
it's just-
reasons, they had to change that.
I mean, he's more likely to respond. It just wouldn't be helpful.
Okay, so... 1 second, I want to pull something up here.
Can't help, busy trying to Goku.
Alright. So basically, during the investigation sections, click on anything and everything, because even if you don't think it's important, it may in fact be important.
Like that lint roller.
We'll get there.
That written aura of doom.
No, let us know where things have touched it.
Yep. As if you're... Yeah, Makoto... I don't really have to remind people of anything because everyone keeps bringing up points over and over again just to make sure you remember them.
Yeah, I would
But yeah,
actually expect that for this first one.
The gold coating comes off.
So obviously, somebody touched the handle.
Handle and the blade. Because
Yeah.
there's gold coating off of both. So the lint roller's been used.
Obviously, the lint roller is actually the murder weapon. The stabbings just cover up how she actually died.
Okay, it's a little hard to stab with a lint roller, but nothing weirder.
She died of blunt force trauma, then was stabbed after she was dead.
Ah,
And this is just reinforcing that, yes, we did trade keys with her.
I love how protagonists of games like this always have perfect memory of events.
It'd actually almost be more amusing if they didn't. The game just constantly fed you bad information.
Like, imagine this scene, but there's something going on in the background that didn't happen during the actual time. Or she's, like, wearing a different outfit or something.
Monokuma's in the back with, like, a sombrero on, like, shaking maracas for no reason.
I've heard of the case like your character goes through trying to piece together what happened, but it's always some incredibly insane, elaborate thing. And then you get to the actual trial and it's like, no, he just knocks on the door when she opened, he stabbed her. And clearly he snuck in through the air ducts because
He always gets the actual, like, suspect right, but never actually gets the methodology at all.
yeah, it never like
It's completely
it was
off.
overblown, overly complex plan. It was just like, no, it's just a killing of opportunity.
Okay, switching rooms has been added.
I love how the only two people that genuinely know this is a thing, one is dead and the other is the prime suspect.
This is also a good time to note something. Not everything we're going to use in a trial appears as a truth bullet. So it's important to remember things even if they don't get added to the truth bullet section.
Yeah, in general, in the trial gameplay, which we'll talk about a little bit more when we actually get there, but the idea is that truth bullets sort of set off a line of like conversation, but sometimes within those lines of conversation, there will be other things that come up that you have to use other facts from
Yeah.
that aren't actually quote-unquote truth bullets.
Meanwhile, we're noticing that the sheath has also gotten beat to shit. Which is weird.
That's true, if you're not in a panic and...
Yeah.
and or trying to dual wield sword and sheath.
Replica sword sheath
correct,
has been added to the truth bullets.
Doesn't say anything about there being like massive amounts of coating off of it though.
There were some scratches.
Well, yeah, but
Like
that's
I said,
scratches
talk
from
to-
By the
something
way,
sharp apparently.
Interesting thought. Mondo the murderer.
To be fair, if he's the murderer, he probably wouldn't tell other people that.
you son of a bitch! Shit.
I do like the fact that he's not immediately jumping to the
dead.
conclusion that it's us.
Remember, Mondo's not thinking. He is not a
Yeah.
thinking person, and he's decided to not be a thinking person. He's just going to guard the crime scene and then participate in the trial. It's not that he believes us. It's just that he's not putting any brain power into actually doing deductive work. Now, we can directly ask Sakura about it. And she's just flat out like, I don't automatically think you did it, but I don't know who did it, so whatever. I'm gonna let the group decide. Okay.
I was gonna say, do we get to look at all these scratches?
Yep, we do get to look at scratches. I was just taking a break to make sure we talk to the both of them.
Wait.
And yeah, Sakura brings up, it doesn't matter if there was a fight in here. All the rooms are soundproof.
Well.
Alright. Now, we're dancing around the obvious, going to look at the body, but still,
Yeah. Well, there's plenty out here to look at still.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yo. What? What?
Not gonna put together a bookcase? Or an ottoman?
What? What? By the way,
Yeah, toolkit has been added.
Like, as far as I know, we'd be the only ones who'd have a reason to so far. Also, I did not notice that Kirigiri's in the room until just now.
Yes, she's been hovering next to the door to the actual crime scene.
Yeah.
But we've had other things that we've been looking at.
You took the display stand with you?
Yeah, we took the display
That's probably
stand, the
good.
sword, and the sheath when we took it.
It's gonna be really hard to get to sleep tonight.
I heard there's an open room.
That's true.
Yeah,
Two,
of them.
actually.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious?
And if we're in a position to be worried about
No.
sweeping tonight, there will be 3.
Not really. I'm searching.
Yep.
Searching?
Remember, if the murderer gets away with it, everyone else is dead.
Yeah, sure enough.
Did
if
you
I don't,
lose a contact
they're
or
dead,
something?
so-
Yeah, free room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen. I see. Hey,
Very unusual.
Very unusual.
so indeed.
So yeah, that's why we had to look at the lint roller. Because now that triggers this conversation.
I see.
There must be a connection, or no connection whatsoever.
Well, other than the corpse.
Yeah, well,
Well,
wait. What if Sayaka was the killer?
Entirely possible.
Okay. So now, Makoto's room cleanliness has been added to the truth bullets. So now, we're gonna actually go and investigate the proper scene of the crime.
Oh god, her blood turned green.
Not a dream, not an illusion, not a life model duplicate.
Hmm.
Not a parallel Earth version of Sakura. Or Sayaka.
You know, it could be.
And the smell, oh god, the smell.
Yeah, it's been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we can actually get to investigate stuff. Whatever they used to kill her.
Could it be a knife? You know, like the knife is stuck in her?
Crazy.
That's what they want you to think. Even though there's no part of this trial that actually cares about
Yeah.
the murder weapon.
Oh god, mustard.
She was killed by the hot dog man.
Hot dog
Blame
man.
so much.
Ah, the condiment king.
It's Dunk-
ketchup!
It's Danganronpa, but everyone's a Batman villain. One of you is a murderer. Oh shit.
I think they all
This is
are.
gonna be hard. Which one of us is the murderer in this particular case?
Well, there's nothing kite related here, so we can rule him out.
True.
Also, nobody heard a very loud hell yeah being screamed in the corridors.
That's true too.
So getting slightly back on track. It looks like her wrist was broken before the actual stab wounds.
And apparently swelled very quickly.
If ruptured a vein, yes.
Are we going to ignore the very clear writing on the wall behind her?
We'll get there.
In her own blood? Way to go.
Kid. This is just reiterating that. Right. The one of those...
Did we not get to actually do a close look at the wrist until afterwards? Because it looked like that's where you're ending last time.
Yeah.
Leet. Got it.
11037, I think it was?
Yeah, the numbers that we remembered is 11037. I'm just making sure that I got an actual thing. Yeah, okay.
That or she was staying in her head and trying to write Leon.
Okay, so that's it from the
Why would
bathroom.
you do that?
Why would you write the name of your character?
Let's see.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah, the first murder doesn't really try and hide it.
I had remembered that was the big giveaway thing, and I was scratching my brains trying to remember what the N was supposed to be for the numbers.
Yeah,
they
try really hard to convince you that it's 11037, when like
So-
anyone with fucking eyes can very clearly see that it's Leon written upside down. Fortunately for the narrative, Maggie's a fucking idiot.
Well,
like she's already solved this entire thing. She's like,
Makoto.
okay, this moron needs to defend himself.
You have to figure this out yourself, otherwise we're screwed.
One person other than me has to not be blind.
Unfortunately, the other two people in this room do not count.
Okay, so we got the dying message. So we're going to talk to the programmer about
It makes
numbers.
so much sense.
However, this conversation also brings up a second very important thing.
what?
So this reinforces A, that the door is broken and no one knew about the door being broken.
Except for Sayaka, who you specifically told the night before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so bathroom door frame gets added to the truth bullets, but that's not what she's pointing out. We don't get shown it until this moment.
right.
Which at the bathroom door, the doorknob is almost completely off.
Huh.
So now we have to specifically click on the door again.
That's the question is, how are we going to get back in?
It would seem.
Bum, 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 bum.
So. Just a second. Hmm? I see. Goodbye.
Okay, so now we also get the bathroom doorknob as a truth bullet.
Hmm.
The distinction is important. There'll be a lot of times in the game where you get, like, two related things as separate truth bullets. Sometimes you'll need both those truth bullets. Sometimes you'll only need one of them. And yeah, Makoto's making a good point that maybe we should probably go check on that DVD, since we know where
Yep.
it is.
Yeah, may as well snoop into her life now that she's dead.
Yep,
Yep.
What you gonna do? Yell at us?
just like the paparazzi. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna leave the room because there's nothing else in here that we need. I am following a guide for this just for expediency's sake. However, there's something interesting that you may not have caught yet. This is our room, the second one from the hallway.
Okay.
So, what happened to the nameplate?
I was about to ask if you were sure until you brought up the map.
Yep.
Because it very clearly says Sayaka on it.
Oh, sorry. I clicked on the wrong thing. We have to click on hers, then click on this one over here. So yes, according to the map that we have in the Monokuma handbook, this should be Sayaka's room, but the nameplates have been switched on the rooms. And
Also,
dorm
in case
nameplates.
in case you don't actually notice that on your own, Leon pretty much points it out directly if you talk
Yeah,
to him.
yeah. If you talk to him, he'll point out that the rooms have been switched, or the room nameplates have been switched.
Well, you know, that should be obvious to anyone who, like, if they're following the Monokuma file. Because it said it happened in your room, yet the nameplates would very clearly say opposite.
Okay. So, we don't get to see what's in everybody's despair thing, like Bograt was saying in the last episode. But we do get to see Sayaka's, and there are canonical answers for the rest of them. Or canonical in that the director of the series...
Most of the rest. Not everybody's, actually.
And of course, that's a bullshit excuse, and even if it's true, Byakuya knows it's a bullshit excuse.
I would say it's a bullshit excuse. It's just one that doesn't make sense. And someone here's an asshole.
I'm sorry, the 1% trust fund kid, were you expected to be anything other than an asshole? I'm sorry, the 0.001% trust fund kid?
Point.
Okay. So, from here we have a few different places that we can go check out stuff. We're going to go to the closest place first, because there's actually a thing we need to get a truth bullet for.
I think I know what it is.
Well, I mean, straight up, one of the questions we're trying to answer is where the hell did the knife come from?
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's really only one obvious answer in the entire school.
Yeah.
However, knowing that it's a kitchen knife from here isn't enough. We get the truth bullet, but in order to actually figure out exactly what that means, we need to talk to Aoi.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, if you talk to her before getting the knife information point there, she'll mention that she came here last night before Maizano was killed, because she
That's
was
right.
trying to calm down and she wanted to have some tea.
I thought this place was closed
Well-
off after when lights out effectively occurs.
Yeah, it is. She came here before lights out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like lights out isn't until like 10 p.m. So
Hmm.
I'm glad all the people around us are observant enough to notice, hey, that wall used to have an extra knife on it.
Well, it's kind of an obvious gap.
Yeah. And now we've got an Aoi's account. So, idle question, did you kill her? No!
Cause, I mean,
Trying to rub those brain cells together.
So that's all that we needed from the dining hall. Alright. So, next thing we're gonna do is... Actually, we're gonna lay down a save here. There's only one place in the entire school you can watch a DVD.
The AV room.
I like to think that the background music is actually being pumped in by Monokuma, and when we sit down, he actually turns down the background music for us.
Nice, huh?
Oddly considerate.
Look, he likes his J-pop, okay? Wants to make sure the music from this, this play, or not play, this concert, is clear. So full of life, and now she dead.
Except for her hair and nails. Dead. Wee-oo, wee-oo.
Sayaka Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Clearly, they were all thralls to her, and now that she's gone, they've just collapsed.
No, this was before she was dead. This was her
Oh.
despair video, remember?
This
Yeah.
ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
None
In
of them
like
had any
literally,
talent?
in like literally 3 days.
Yeah.
Seriously, if that's all it takes for them to break up, you were better off as a solo act.
Look, idol
Other
stuff is
members of the
tough.
group don't have object permanence. Sayaka left, they just had no idea what was going on anymore. Like, it never existed.
They forgot how to breathe and suddenly collapsed on stage.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all we needed to do in the AV room. Alright. How you doing, Kidoka?
Listen to me!
Or Kiyotaka?
Yeah, here's a second reminder in case you
You
missed
hear
to
me?
go look at the main place.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for this first investigation, there's a lot of sort of repetition of guidance. Multiple people will bring up kind of the same thing to go look at. As you get to the later ones, most of the people will have something different to say that will also sort of guide you in different directions, because there's usually a lot more evidence to collect
Yeah.
than there is in this first trial.
Anyway, so that's all we needed to do in the main school. So we're gonna head back. Spare hotel. Well, we do need to follow up on that clue that Mondo gave us.
Oh, the trash room.
Yep.
In this particular instance, both Celestia and the garbage monkey will also bring up the trash.
Monokuma
So,
appears!
We'll deal with the garbage monkey in just a second.
Speaking of trash,
No, no, you can't go any further! No, no, you can't go any further!
huh?
No, no, you can't go any further!
Oh god, they broke Teddy.
He's become monoline Kuma.
No, no, you can't go any further!
Was that joke bad enough to kill someone? Can I escape?
Cleaning duty has been added to truth.
Yes, cleaning duty has been added. So, the question is,
He's on cleaning duty.
who's on cleaning duty? Well... Hi, shit weasel!
yeah, part of the reason I brought up talking to Hifumi about this before, and he mentioned the trash room, is because he pretty heavily implies, like, oh, I won't let you in there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, it becomes a little bit clearer who you need to go talk to. If you
Yeah,
talk to
sorry,
him
just
or-
due to the expediency with which I'm doing the evidence collection, I am missing a couple things. I will probably drag my feet a little more on further ones, so we can talk to people and get some insight and stuff.
Yeah, this one is mostly just formalities. We already know who did it, so...
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. This class trial is 80% trying to convince people it wasn't us.
Yeah. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Here we go.
Christ, that face.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange.
It's probably so that the
So
killer
in
can't
other
dispose of
words-
evidence.
Yeah.
No, they're about to bring that up. Like, generally speaking, if you've got, like, a flash, like, oh, this is probably why this is a rule, they're about to immediately say probably what you're thinking. In this case, Byakuya is pointing out that if anyone can go into the trash room whenever they wanted, destroying evidence would be super easy.
I'm glad he doesn't want this to become boring.
Hey, listen.
I was trying to
You
more understand the
bastard.
motives of the person who set this crap up than anything, in fairness.
Oh,
You... Is it, like...
there's no way to think about this in a common sense kind of way.
You know what I
That's the
mean?
appropriate voice line for that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Completely unforgivable.
I don't want to hear about you showering love on anything.
I don't want to hear the words shower coming out of your mouth.
Luckily, almost everyone has the appropriate reaction to this, and Byakuya actually comes up with a solution. Have Sakura accompany them. That way, if they do anything untoward, she can literally fold them into eighths. Even the weasel.
Mm-hmm.
Triggered that flag.
And we never will.
No.
Yeah. If not for the fact we already know who the murderer is, I would have hoped it was him.
4 days later, another rule gets added to the Monokuma file. Anyone who kills Hifumi won't be let out, but will get a congratulations from everyone in the school. You will not be killed for this.
If you kill him, you will not become black and nor will you graduate.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you got to kill another human for to count towards graduation.
Yeah, not a sentient garbage bag.
So now we get to play everybody's favorite game. What the fuck is Yamada referencing?
Yep.
Which, by the way, changes between the original Japanese and the English.
Okay, I have no idea what he's talking about there.
I believe that was Shawshank Redemption, wasn't it?
Possibly. In the original Japanese, it was, you know how that successor to the secret art of assassination was thrown in prison with a bad dude, and that girl that took care of them couldn't say a word?
Lady.
And then the village was attacked by that Mohican army, and he had to take down the gate just like that? And that was just the first episode.
Huh.
So, he was talking about Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's another Fist of the North Star reference in the translation that isn't made by Hifumi. All right, tuning out the weasel.
Yep.
Is a appropriate response.
Okay. So,
The incinerator.
yes.
And it's on. No, it's not.
Look, they only had a set amount of room for sprites. All right?
Yes, indeed. Was it a fairy?
Makoto finally breaks down and asks, "Are you for real right now?" Or not. I would
I don't
argue
wanna
you
hear
have
about your
nothing
memory and
going
your-
for you.
I feel as if.
Also, I don't want to hear about his memory while his glasses are fogged over.
Most suspicious.
Okay. Got another truth bullet. And we check this here.
Right.
Someone's got pink ink on their sleeve.
Burnt piece of something.
Hmm.
It's like someone was trying to burn their clothing and is really bad at it.
We're gonna come back to that.
Yes, Festus. Sayaka is unfortunately stabbed with a knife. Yeah,
Yep.
stabbed with a knife.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
her wrist was broken.
We've lost our assistant.
Also, somebody threw pink Kool-Aid all over the room.
Everywhere.
Eventually, you're gonna run out of those references.
Some sort of
It's gonna take a while.
Those stains
almost
just
big
don't
enough to
count.
fit the hand of a baseball player.
Now that's just
Okay, we're gonna talk about the first trial when the first trial is over. We're gonna talk about this.
So that reference, by the way, remains the same between the English and Japanese.
Huh.
Likewise, that one, but that one's cleaned up a little bit, because in the Japanese, he talks about those brown sisters from the fourth game,
Ah.
which is not inaccurate, but
Makoto's finally figured it out.
Ah, Yasuhiro must have done it.
It was clearly Hifumi.
You know what? I'm not going to count that one against you.
You know what? New incentive. If anyone proves that the real killer did it, I'll also throw Hifumi into the punishment. Yay!
so that line there was also in the Japanese. It's clear you're the culprit. This mystery is solved, which is the catchphrase from Kindaichi Case Files.
Okay, so
And now we're done dealing with Hifumi.
Sadly, not forever.
not forever, but for this particular section. There's only one more piece of evidence that we need to go collect. Hold on. God, even his sprite's repulsive.
In his room, no.
Okay. Right. Do they give us access to fast travel at this point? Because there's certain trials where you can't fast travel. It goes right here.
Apparently, this one is not one of them.
Nope.
Yay!
Luckily, we can fast travel, so I don't have to walk all the way back to the gym. So we need to talk to two people in here. We need to talk to
The
you
corpse.
about the wrong thing.
Left a message of 11037. Surely it means something.
That's dumb. That'd be dumb.
Surely it means Hifumi did it.
Cool. So, in the game, Chihiro's just gonna give us the answer of, like, yeah, that's just a bunch of random numbers, doesn't mean anything to me. The anime actually draws this out for, like, 2.5 minutes while she goes through every cipher she knows.
Huh. Gonna step over this course.
I'm sure she knows who the killer is, though.
Well, I mean, she wrote Leon behind her in her own blood, so it's probably him. But if you want to keep looking up this 33 or 11037 thing, you might guess.
Aha, so he admits it.
What the heck?
Ah. Wah, wah.
Yasuhiro's an idiot.
How did it break? Someone probably threw it like a baseball.
Doesn't make sense. Who would do that?
Look, it's not one of the pieces of Eden, Yasuhiro.
So Yasuhiro, did you know if you look up the word gullible, your picture's in that?
Is it?
Oh!
It's not in here.
No, wait, no, there it is.
Wait, it's probably just in a different version.
You should probably look again. You slip a picture in.
He left his crystal ball in the laundry room.
A likely excuse.
Super important crystal ball that just happened to live in the laundry.
Okay.
If the suspect wasn't obvious, you would be a pretty prime suspect right now.
I mean, that wasn't really considered prime suspect with a shattered ball in there.
Yeah.
A lot of yen.
Yeah, about 10 grand.
That's still a lot for a not real
Yeah.
crystal
It's
ball.
just too stupid.
That's a lot for a ball made entirely of crystal.
Yep.
Crystal
So-
is not that expensive.
So,
But if it's a magical crystal ball,
funny story.
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started?
This is your signal that you found all the
It's
truth bullets, by
time
the
for
way.
the long-awaited.
Because Monokuma will literally just come on and say, I'm getting bored.
Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the
Just to
proceedings.
clarify, by the way,
Please
that is
go through
intended
the
to be
red
$1 million.
door on the
In
first
Japanese,
floor
he said it
of
was
the
100 million
school.
yen.
Yes.
Oh my.
So,
Okay, so that was literally $1 million.
yeah.
Also, he made $1 million in 2 years of fortune telling.
Well, yeah,
Yasuhi-
super high school level fortune teller.
Yasuhiro predicts for, like, companies and rich
God
people
damn.
and politicians and stuff like that. Also, fun fact about Yasuhiro, we're not getting into the items, but the last 14 items in the game, or sorry, the last 15 items in the game, are the underwear of each of the individual students, which you win through a mini game that we don't have access to. Yasuhiro's specifically was bought for $60,000 and is noted to be of remarkably shitty quality. It is a man hammock with very high wings, because the higher the wings of your underwear are, the higher your luck, according to the guy who sold it to him.
So what you're saying is he isn't as gullible as we joke about him being.
He's
Yeah,
exactly as gullible as we joke.
He makes a ton of money and also foolishly spends it.
Yes. Okay, so we don't get the ability to fast travel here, but there's a special room that's been over here that we haven't had. Wrong way. I'm going the wrong way. Am I lost? I think I'm lost.
You might be lost.
Oh, no, it's over here. It's in the purple. So yes, the red room.
Can't say if that was blue, that would 100% be doors to the Velvet Room.
You're late.
Shut up, Toko, he shits to her.
He gets off on the idea.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yes, who is the killer? Whoever could it be? Hey, Leon, do you know who it could be?
No, it's you, obviously.
You might be right.
Is everyone here? Okay then, please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your
So,
fates will be decided.
the first time I played through the trials,
I'll meet you all down
I
there.
played through in
I'll
normal
be
difficulty,
waiting.
and normal difficulty gives you an excessive amount of time for all the stuff you're doing. So I'm going to be interested to see how the high difficulty, which is what we're playing on now,
Hey,
gives
You
us.
can talk to everybody here, but the vast majority of them are just like, nah, you want to admit your guilt and save us all the trouble.
Yep.
None of them really have anything of significance to say.
So, just head straight to the elevator.
well then.
Yes, indeed. Hey,
Are you freaking out?
Are you startled?
Dakota.
Alright. Are you spooked yet?
You know you're dead if I fail, right?
Details.
I'm gonna find out who did the killing or die trying.
I get it!
The premise.
Hopefully you won't get it. But no promises.
Someone in this room, after about a minute of
3,
traveling, starts humming Love in an
4.
Elevator.
Oh,
5, 6, 7, 8. Apparently this trial is taking place in the center of the Earth. 9. Okay, 9 floors down.
Now see, it actually dropped one floor, but the walls moved. It's like the Haunted Mansion at Disney.
Shit.
Well now. Yoo-hoo!
Oh wow, there are even spots for the dead.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you would have made spots for everyone.
Yep.
Monokuma addresses that in a minute here.
It's not like Monokuma knows who is going to die in any given thing.
Well, he could have, prepared it for, after the first murder occurred.
Yeah, but then you have to adjust the place every single time murder happens.
Yeah, fair enough.
Makoto, we get it. You're not being nearly as clever as you think you are.
A deadly death trial.
Can we fire him as narrator? It's taking too long.
So now we're going to move into the third mechanic style in the game.
Yep.
Because we had the normal visual novel style stuff, then we had the investigation stuff, and now we have the actual class trial.
So, from our free time, we have 11 SP and the skill Melodious Voice. So, Melodious Voice increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed, effective during the bullet time battle. This means nothing to any of us right now. That's fine. It will once we go through. We will be introduced to all the trial mechanics very slowly. It is...
All it means to me is that I'm disappointed that they chose to go with bullet time battle rather than the more literal translation of the Japanese, which is machine gun talk battle.
Yes. It is possible to have other skills by this point in the game if we talked to other people.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't.
Yeah, we don't.
We also took a more shotgun approach to talking to people, so...
Yes.
Also, I do quite enjoy the little ticker, news ticker at the bottom of the screen. I've always
Yes.
liked that as a little detail touch.
Alright, so we've selected our one skill. You will always have that skill because they force you into going with Sayaka, and her first dating section, regardless of whether you give her something or not, gives you the skill for it.
And then she dies.
And then she dies.
Can you get anything else out of her if you, just brazier focused on her, or is it just...
Yes, there are
Okay.
additional 2 levels, I want to say, that you can get with her.
Hmm.
Everyone only has 3 to 5. It varies between person.
Hmm.
And then you can also review your truth bullets and what you know about people in the report card.
Yep.
Hmm.
It is occasionally important to go to the report card and check on, the data of people. Because those questions can come up in later ones. It just doesn't come up for this one. So now that we're done with that, we begin the trial. All the voice acting
Let's begin
went
with a
into the
basic
trials. They are
explanation
fully
of the
voice
class
acted.
trial. So,
Ah.
your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then.
I'd never
Everyone
lie to
close your
you.
eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I
Ignoring
ask a
him and
question
moving
real
on.
quick?
Yep.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship
Also, they could have possibly done it.
penetrates.
God
Okay.
damn it,
Fuck
Ifumi.
you.
What about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, I forgot
no
about her
reason.
stupid accent.
It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
No.
That about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Also, I hate his belly button.
Mongo's belly button is very prominent. You will respect it.
No, I won't.
It's barely noticeable.
Into the fire with you.
Aha! I control the fire! Into the fire with you!
first
the whole dialogue.
non-stop debate. We are not going to do an explanation because I will be explaining things as we go. Now it's time to see how much less time we get in this mode.
Evidence of a struggle.
Yes.
I assert that
so
the
that
one
is
who
the
was
bullet we
murdered
have loaded.
was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
5 minutes.
we
Still
know
quite a
that
lot of
part
time.
already.
Yes.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Something odd about that last statement.
Yeah, so again, this being...
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
being the
I assert that the
tutorial
one who was
trial
murdered
again,
was
it will
Miss
pretty much
Sayaka
guide you
Maizono.
through it.
Also, I am going to let all the lines go through once,
And the murder
since we
took
have
place
ample
in
time to
Makoto's
do
room.
that.
Well, they already did, so.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why this time I'm going to actually do the thing they're expecting me to do.
Taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
In which case, we're going to shoot the thing that our truth bullet contradicts.
Hold it!
Truthful.
Break! With a
Just
gun!
a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
And since this is fully voiced rather than
Much
just
should have
short
been
clips,
obvious after
we get a
taking
lot
one look
more
at
of
the scene.
Celeste's awful
It shouldn't
accent.
even need explaining.
Sorry.
So if it's that obvious, why didn't
so
you
what's
say
next?
anything?
Next
Check
is
out.
the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Thank you for joining us in the real world, Hifumi. Get back in your box! Make your argument.
I'd assume that one.
The reason they show it to us there is because later on they're going to start giving us multiple truth bullets, and we have to select
Thrust into her
which
stomach.
one.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt, that
So
is the
right now it
murder
only
weapon.
loads one at a time.
So
Later
the
on,
killer used some
there will
random
be,
knife they had on him. How could
will
anyone
be
do something like
multiple
that?
bullets available, and we'll
Son
have to
of a
switch between them to
bitch.
select the right one to attack with the weak point.
Yeah.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife.
No,
It was not some random knife. I know exactly which knife it is. I'm not the killer.
I know exactly what kind. It's this
I
one
do
right
think
here.
it
I
was
took
a
from her
knife.
body.
But not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
She wrote my
Huh?
name on it in her
A
blood.
kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing. Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
You could definitely see the
the
weapon.
And if you look
out of her
real
stomach.
close,
You know those people who are like astrophysicists but don't know how to tie their own shoelaces?
If
That's
you
what
look at
everyone in
the
this
photo,
room is.
And by
Where
that I
does
mean
that
like
get
a
us?
glance. You could tell it was a kitchen knife.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right.
Things falling apart for you.
Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
A mockery of justice?
Well, we can talk all
Mostly.
we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all.
Look, guys,
I'm
we don't
sure
need
if
to look
we
into this
keep
at
at it,
all
something
anymore
new will
past this
reveal
point.
itself.
It's clearly him. There's no reason to look at other evidence. There's no way we could find out it could be anyone else.
I'm sure I'm glad that Monokuma locked 12 lemmings, us, and the only other person taking this trial seriously.
Yep, Yoko.
Yeah.
The person who figured this trial out the second she saw Leon written on the wall.
That was clearly 11037.
So the only thing that Krampus skipped there, tutorial-wise, is explains about concentration,
there's
which
no
is
question that
you
the
technically
kitchen
have the
knife was the
ability
murder
to hold down a button,
But where
which
does
will
that get us?
slow down the conversation and let you focus a little bit more. Because one of the things that may not be coming through clearly is that reticle does actually waver a lot.
Nobody was in the dining hall. And then he went and
Concentration
stabbed
makes it waver a
Sayaka
lot
with
less.
it.
Yes.
So he really
And
did
also
do it.
slows things down so you can kind of focus more on
Yes.
what's being said.
Been decided. We've reached the end. So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret.
No, that's wrong.
Go fuck yourself.
Shut up.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the
Like how
killer,
Suzuki
right?
is still posed
Go
like that.
ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Is there a gas leak in here? Also, going from the Vita version to the PC version, it is criminally easy to move the cursor and to get it where you want to go.
You were in the dining hall, correct?
To the point where if we hit any of the skills that
that's right.
stabilize the
And at any
mouse
point while you
aim,
were
it's
there,
not going to be because I'm
Did you
aiming
ever
for
see me
them
come
at
into
all.
the dining hall?
Yeah, reminder here, in PC version you get the mouse aim. On the PSP and the Vita, you had to use the stupid little thumbstick those things have.
Yep.
No, definitely
I
wasn't
would like
there.
to point out something here.
Uh-huh.
The knife
This is the most
disappeared while
useless
Hina
piece
was
of
in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time.
Evidence. Because the argument
In
is,
other words,
she didn't see
there's
me in the
no way I
dining
could have
room,
taken the knife.
but she didn't see you took the knife either.
Okay.
All you did is establish
Then
that she
what
doesn't pay the
about
fucking
this?
attention to who's in the room.
What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Then she
Swimmer
dies.
girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear if there is an accomplice.
Yes, but it's good to
do they also
establish
become
rules in a killing
blackened?
game.
Yeah.
Which they're
So
doing
you
here
ask,
very
And
clearly.
so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So
in
being
other
an accomplice
words,
is
two people
stupid.
can work together,
Yes.
but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rule?
Ugh, good grief! Enough already. No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case. Oops. Did
Thank you
I
for being
say
impatient,
that
Bear.
out loud? Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife,
And we've done nothing to disprove that yet.
so I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No, no way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right! Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
Oh, thank God, a more reliable
I
witness.
hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's
Me.
Right. But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You
Not really,
stayed
but
over?
continue.
Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
Not at all.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
No.
get used to that.
Anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
Fuck all we want. I mean,
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem. A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
Kiyotaka.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you, then
Thank
one
you,
other person
Celeste, for
would be
slamming that conversation back into gear.
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Thank you for this
Why
important
didn't you
evidence
say
you
so
should
in
have
the first
presented at the
place?
beginning.
Thank you,
Well,
Markia, for being
because-
the player.
They're not here anymore.
they escaped?
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
So, we'll also
Not a
get
good
multiple choice questions.
I got it!
And it looks like only a minute to answer them.
Sayaka
Yep.
is the one who took the knife?
You get 5 minutes
That's
in
the
normal
only
mode.
possibility. And
Why
thinking
would you
back
need a
on
minute to
it,
answer that?
she was acting kind of unusual.
Why would you need 5 minutes
When
to
she
answer
came
that?
into the dining hall, she didn't even look
the
at
time-
Why
us.
does this game have a
She
time?
just went
Why does this
straight
game have a
into the
timer?
kitchen.
The time limit for
She left.
bullet time
She said she
talk
just wanted a drink
is
of water.
14 minutes
But
in normal
most
mode.
likely,
The person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm reasonably certain on easy mode it turns into 99.
I'm sure she just took it for
Question in
self-defense.
regard to that.
Uh-huh.
Can you
So
turn
you're
off
saying
auto?
the knife she took
Oh.
was then
Intersection?
taken from her.
Sorry.
and
The
she was
time
killed with
po-
it.
no, it's perfectly fine that you have auto turned on.
Yeah.
It's just after it goes through everyone's like chat dialogue when it's doing like the whole like time section where you have to shoot your.
Oh,
troops
yeah,
and
no, yes. If I didn't
time
have auto
stops
on.
when it's on your character.
Yes, if I didn't have auto on, it would be stopping.
Making the clock entirely
In that case, you may
Yes.
not have taken the
You only
knife.
get so many tries to actually shoot the right words, I guess.
The clock
but
is a remnant
dumb.
of mechanics that we're not seeing yet.
See? He did do it after all.
There is technically a reason for the clock. We just haven't gotten to the reason that the clock actually matters yet.
Instead, you saw
clock
off
ever
in the
matter?
wrong direction.
Huh?
Does the clock ever matter?
Yes,
You possess
because we haven't seen all of the
terrifying
mini games yet.
Oh god, can we please stop that?
Yeah, stop wiggling. Stop wiggling, you're going back in the box.
So
Also-
on the topic of this first murder, by the way, another interesting thing, in addition to the whole thing with the demo having a different murder having taken
Hold
place
on.
and different
It's still too
stuff
early
going
to
on.
decide conclusively
Another
that
thing that was
Makoto
actually really
the
interesting
killer,
about this game
wouldn't
is
you
pretty much
say?
all the promotional material for this game,
Because
like all the articles
if
and
the room
magazines
did
and everything
belong
like
to
that,
the killer,
had
then they did
screenshots
something
from
most
scenes
bewildering.
later in the game that included
And until we unravel
Sayaka
that little
and
mystery,
Junko.
you simply
Who
can't
broke
declare
the
that
clock
he's the
even
killer.
further.
Yeah.
They actually did a really
Bewildering.
good job
What the
not
hell are you
spoiling
talking about?
anything about this game leading up to
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Stop staring at me like that.
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. You wonder why it's called Hangman's Gambit?
You play Hangman.
Yes.
Also, Toko is very clearly getting off on the idea of Makoto being killed.
Toko's weird, we've just established this. So, Hangman's Gambit. So, letters will appear on the screen, and we need to spell out something. And in order to do that, we need to shoot the letters repeatedly until they disappear.
Now I understand.
Even on hard mode, we have 3 minutes to do that, and we are still given one of the
There
letters.
wasn't a single hair on the floor.
I mean, keeping in mind,
So,
again, that this is
the
the
culprit
PC
removed
port
some
of a
evidence?
Vita game.
Yes.
Yep.
That reticle
I
is
were the
shaky as
culprit,
hell and is
why
significantly
would
harder
I
to
need to get
manipulate
rid of
than
all the
Vita
hair in my own room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
That being said,
That
That's
makes
stupid.
sense, does it not?
Hangman's
No,
Gambit is still
no, that makes no
If
sense.
that were the case, they
That
would
being
have had
said,
to do
Hangman's
something about
Gambit
the
is
body
still
itself,
probably the
not
weakest
just
of
her
all
hair.
the mini games in this game.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that
Oh,
the room's
one
owner
other
and
thing
killer
that
are
changes
one and
about
the same.
bullet time talk, from regular to hard difficulty. On regular difficulty, if you get through the entire conversation and haven't fired your bullet yet, it will flat out explain what the discrepancy
There are other
is.
reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to
Or at least
hear
it will say it will very heavy-handed
Do you
hint
remember anything
which of the
remarkable
deception
about
or
the
which of the
bathroom at the scene?
incorrect things.
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom.
Okay.
There was
So
clear evidence left behind. Do you remember,
okay,
Makoto?
if she didn't throw in the
Yeah.
clear evidence left behind, they could have thrown you a curveball on this one. Because the reason they'd have had trouble getting into the bathroom is because of the bathroom door frame. But the evidence that she's asking for is that the bathroom doorknob was disturbed.
evidence that the
Yeah.
killer
Yeah,
had
this is
trouble
another thing
getting
that
into
comes
the
up in
bathroom.
trials. It's pretty much just a
You're
straight up
talking
like
about
Phoenix
the
Wright
doorknob,
style,
right?
like, which piece of evidence matches to
The
this clue.
doorknob? What doorknob?
Really, the only
The
difference
doorknob
again
for my
being
bathroom.
a
It was
mostly
completely
insignificant
broken.
timer.
See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another
lock that
most
isn't there.
bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
Stop spazzing out.
You still don't see? Okay then.
The
Let's
jiggle of
take another
conviction.
look at how the incident unfolded.
It's spreading like a
Hopefully
virus.
that will help you understand.
Non-stop debates.
So this tutorial text is basically only saying like, hey, we've been on super easy mode so far. Moving forward, there will be multiple weak points, but not all of them are actually the one you're looking for.
Yep.
And if you shoot the wrong one, you basically take damage. And if you shoot too many wrong ones, you lose.
Yeah.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
At the moment, we still only
Sayaka
have
was
the one
first
evidence
attacked in the
bullet. But
main
yeah,
room.
eventually we will have multiple evidence
She
bullets
then fled into
and
the
multiple
bathroom.
weak points, so we will have to kind of figure out
Then the killer ran
what
after
exactly
her.
it's looking for.
And they got
Yeah.
into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Ooh.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
And to finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it.
Calm the
We
fuck
already
down,
know
Toko.
the answer.
So yes, as we established, if I take auto off, I get time to just sit here.
Yeah, we can just sit here and think about it.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
Door doesn't have a lock.
Yeah, Hunter had caught on it the moment he said
The
it.
reason my
Yeah.
bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
They kept reinforcing it, so it was something that stuck in my mind.
Now that you mention
Yeah.
it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
And you have to put cameras and spear chucking
But you know,
guns all over the place.
the ultimate lucky
You cut
spoon,
corners
right?
sometimes.
But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So
Never
the
said it
reason
was
the
good
door
luck.
didn't open was just because it was stuck.
There's a reason why it has lucky, unlucky
But the
question
killer
mark
didn't know that and
student in
assumed it
his
was
report
locked.
card file.
So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
That's a little bit more explicit in the Japanese, by the way. In the
Okay,
Japanese,
but
he is
then why
actually
would the
explicitly
killer even
called out
think the
as
door was
super high
locked in
school
the
level
first
good
place?
luck, and then it's later
Everyone should have
revised.
known you
so
can't
that's
lock
a
any of
little
the
bit
boys'
more
bathrooms.
straightforward.
Makes sense.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room. What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's
Yes.
inconceivable.
Shut your hamster hole!
Absolutely right.
Sorry, it's reflexive at this point.
Say what?
Despite
Well,
having
to
a
be
map
more
that would show that it
specific,
wasn't my room, or that wasn't
What
my
the
room.
killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms.
Well,
Which
generally
is
you'd be
what
going
led
on
to
the
the
pictures on the room.
misunderstanding about
Yeah.
the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with
Ooh,
no
it's a good thing I
idea
broke
how they
that doorknob to
actually
hide the
got
fact
the
that I
door
murdered.
opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act.
So,
Wasting
I will
time
say
trying
up
to break
front,
down a door that wasn't
none
locked
of the other cases are this obvious.
Definitely something
This
I
is
wouldn't
a
do.
softball
Yeah.
case that is
Since I would have known
exclusively done to
exactly
teach you
why
the
it
mini
wasn't
games
opening,
and to
right?
teach you
Yeah.
like logic
No,
and stuff.
Leon
That
doesn't play
is
softball.
a definite possibility.
Haha.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd
It's a
switched
baseball
rooms?
case, thank you very much.
That would be everyone but those two.
Makoto couldn't have done it.
My kill boner, where's it going?
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Who gave you permission to speak,
What
Trash
happens if we
Fire?
can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, then, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
That's the
You
dumbest
wanna die?
idea.
Rules? You really think that's a
Remember,
good idea?
every one of these people is hyper specialized to the
our
point
necks
where
are
I
on the
don't think
line
they can
here.
eat
Someone
properly.
seriously needs to do something.
I would question if more than a
serious.
few of these people know how to
Does
use
no
a
one have
spoon.
Any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Good night.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
No.
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then... maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello?
The inner crust of the planet is higher than you, Hifumi. So this one's kind of obtuse
I got it.
to select the
Because
appropriate
Sayaka
thing.
was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Yeah, by selecting switching rooms, we bring up the fact that she wasn't going to open the door for anyone because she was scared.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Dun dun dun.
Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Oh, secret.
Yeah, we don't get all the evidence in every trial.
Oh
I
yeah,
found a
someone else
notepad
finds
during
evidence
my
and takes it.
search, and I
Yup.
shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that.
It's one of the things I actually like about the class trials, is it's
When you
not just a
write,
flat-out
you can leave
Phoenix
an
Wright
imprint.
thing, it's...
Sketch over the next sheet of paper. and you
It
can
gets
see
a
the
lot
words.
more intricate.
When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either
Or,
it
you know,
was
it could be brought in.
Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
It's not much of a signature. That's literally her name written out.
Mm-hmm.
but why? Why would she write that?
The note
They
was
signed
likely
it
her
Sayaka,
way
so it
of
has
getting
to
in
be
touch
Sayaka.
with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Why not?
What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Beyond did it. That is all.
Remember, that would be the smart answer.
Yeah,
we
but
have
still
beating
hasn't
around.
been brought up.
Sayaka and Makoto
Yeah, we have to
switched
beat around
rooms,
every
correct?
bush.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Gee, why someone hadn't swapped the nameplates?
Yeah, you know, also the fact the note specifically says that's the nameplate.
Look at the nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto...
No, it's wrong.
That's not the tricky one, because you could kind of see my room as being the
nameplates on my and
one to
Sayaka's
do it,
rooms
but
got
that's not the
switched.
correct answer.
Yeah.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves.
Mondo stuck in his surprised
As a
face.
result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was. Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Obviously, if only two people knew.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note. She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched. But why would she switch them in the first place? She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
Correct.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Thank you, Mondo.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Mustard stain.
I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Alright.
Specifically, because of Sayaka's wrist.
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Amazing, we led the horse to water and he actually drank.
And so the truth draws ever closer.
All right, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
This is just where they're going to introduce the multiple bullets thing.
Yep.
When the fighting broke out,
So we hit Q to swap between
the culprit
bullets.
grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. The sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
I do like the Bullet Talk soundtrack.
Yep.
Yeah. It's got a very Jet Set
When the
Radio
fighting
thing to
broke
it.
out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
Sword's cut. Well, maybe not this one.
Well, real sword's cut.
Well, yeah, no.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Take our word for it, there's a gash.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Most certainly not the sword itself.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Like a baseball bat.
Okay, so how did the sheath get
Yeah,
damaged?
there's a
If they
baseball
got
bat didn't
attacked
get
with
used
the
for
kitchen
it.
knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think
You've
I
already
get it.
figured that out.
So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Obviously.
Yeah, her palms.
Well,
Her stuff.
that stuff comes off for like no reason.
Palms, right?
I don't know why boss
The
is
palms of
terrible
her hands were
sword with
perfectly
gold
clean,
powder paint.
so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
It was a novelty.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
So after she
Maybe
died, she washed her hands.
hands after she had escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yes, but that's not the
No,
reason why.
That's not it at all.
Water can't remove it.
I got it.
Yep.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
Hmm? I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult.
An insult,
Come on.
obviously.
So anyway, if
The
Sayaka
one
never
have to do with
touched
the
the
murder?
sword, then
Yep.
that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Yep.
Yep.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the
called-
knife
she called
attacked
someone over to
first,
try and kill them
and the
and failed.
sword was used
Yeah.
as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand?
See,
She
she looks
wasn't a
surprised in that
blameless
picture.
victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Don't look so
She
pleased
took
with
the
herself.
knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
It's true. It's true.
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
And we saw how well you guys believed
I
that
don't
first
know.
time.
I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation.
I don't see how that's
A
important here.
totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait,
Oh,
then
getting
you're
off again.
saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
Wasn't she also the one who
Tables were suddenly
wanted
turned on
Makoto
her,
to get the
and
sword?
she died at the hands of the one she planned.
She
to
suggested
murder.
grabbing something for protection.
Just hold on!
And Makoto was the
Can't
one
be
who
true.
picked the sword.
Because...
Oh, okay.
Because...
Hey, hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
I mean, it's kind of written out for us, but you still need to be able to figure this shit out.
There's nothing left. We have a bunch of evidence going to use.
I mean, okay, we've danced around
It's
it,
easy just to say,
and
hey, decide who did it.
obviously,
But
like,
there
popped
just aren't
up.
any more
but-
clues, right?
I mean, there are more clues.
There is
Let's review
absolutely
all the
more
clues we've
clues, yeah.
found up to this point. One more
Just
time.
nobody else bothered to do any
We really
investigating.
have time for all that.
Die! Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
There are still many clues left.
Mm-hmm.
But the one we actually want to use is the one he's alluding to there.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong.
There is. Your name is written on that.
His name is 11037?
There still might be one clue left.
24601.
Dining. Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
That's because we found
Left.
blood on her left index finger.
Her left index
I could have
finger
only
had
gotten
blood
there
on
if she was writing a message.
I'm
That
back
could
and
only
I'm
be
surprised the
because she
trial's still
used
running.
that finger to write the
Huh.
message.
So to give you an idea, we're
She
a
broke her right
little
wrist during the
more than
fight,
halfway through
so
the
she'd have
trial.
to use her left hand to
Okay.
write.
Oh my god, I forgot it's that long.
Yep.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it.
This is the straightforward and
This is the straightforward one. This is one of the shorter ones.
it literally says Leo.
11037?
You can even see the line.
Okay,
You're a
okay.
computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all
We're gonna
about
talk
numbers.
about that at the end.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers. Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
You fucking morons.
Yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first
It's obviously lost.jpg.
look less like two numbers
Oh
and
my
more
God.
like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa. You might have finally
Oh.
just said something worth a shit.
N037? Well, that doesn't make any more sense than 11
Our little
037
brain
does.
cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037,
Oh, g-
doesn't make any
That's
more
such a
sense
joke.
than before.
Makoto, it's a good thing we're doing the thinking for you.
Rotate the image
Jokes look like you
180
guys are idiots.
degrees.
Literally the worst.
Rotate the image.
He's trying.
God.
Trying.
Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
All of us are dumb and can't figure it out.
This makes slightly more sense in Japanese. Not by much, but it makes slightly more sense when you realize that these are a bunch of Japanese students
The key
They're
to
not familiar
solving
with
this
English.
mystery was
who may
simply
not
to
be familiar
rotate
with
the
English at
writing
that point. Yeah.
180 degrees.
Yeah, I was going to kind of ask about how this worked in
If you turn
Japanese,
the
but if they
message
are actually
around-
just using English letters.
Yes.
Yeah,
That-
no, the
even-
image isn't changed or anything. That is
Yeah.
the exact image that
In,
appears
in
Japanese.
English, this is dirt simple to
More
solve.
accurately, Leon.
Yeah.
But in Japanese, this
What the hell are you
becomes
talking
more
about?
of a thing.
It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
Now, granted, that doesn't change the fact that in English, this is dumb as shit.
She wrote that message
Yep.
on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it.
Also,
In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
I take it our issue with the signature on the letter is less of an issue in
When you
Japanese,
look at
though.
it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped.
Also, I don't know if I buy that in that position you would have written it in that particular orientation.
That sounds like one hell of a
Yeah,
stretch to me.
So my only idea on this, she was trying to make it a little bit opaque so he wouldn't just erase it immediately.
That's the only thing I can think
Try to
of.
destroy the evidence.
Yeah.
That is basically the justification
You know what I'm
they
talking
give.
about, right, Makoto?
Is
The evidence
just
Leon
like-
tried to get rid of?
She kept her body in front of it, which is why she had to write it like behind her back like that. And like, yeah, she wrote it that way so that it wouldn't be obvious what she was writing.
And then, of course, the burnt shirt piece.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them.
Thankfully, we all came with like 20 copies of the same wardrobe.
They threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked.
Like, you really just compare
Isn't
this
that
to
right,
everyone's
Leon?
uniform. Whose does it match?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
Wiggle intensifies.
You're right. That alone isn't enough.
You're right, but you wrote your
There
name
are
in the
some
cup.
other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
Nope, I'm still an idiot.
Specifically, how it was disposed of.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right?
Seriously mad.
And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either.
Not unless you threw a glass ball like a baseball.
You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
If only.
Interesting.
He's also wearing a white button-up. It's him.
Seek a way out of this logical conundrum.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence. Which means the only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
If any of your dogs have started barking, I apologize for that. Dogs can sense evil. You should listen to it.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
Divine with it.
Drink it.
Drink the ball.
I got it!
No, you
Killer
jumped on that one
simply
real
took
quick.
aim
You
at
still
the
got 45
incinerator
seconds to
switch
think about
and
that.
threw the ball through a gap in the
Sorry, I was checking some information from later in
All
the
they had to
trial
do was hit that
for a
switch,
particular
and the
point I
incinerator
want to
would come
make.
life.
That would explain the old Tabby.
Through that
Yes.
through a gap in the gate? Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
A fairy killed Sayaka.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
Super
That's
high school
right. There's
level
no way.
baseball
It'd be
player.
impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
A fairy.
Because the killer is... Wait, let me think for a second.
The ultimate bad creator.
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid
Leon
you
F.
sound
Kennedy,
right now?
no!
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
I'm
You
convinced.
still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go
He's
ahead
dead if
and
he admits
review
it.
the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear.
Killer
And
could
with
have
that,
been anyone.
we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
So, the closing argument is basically a manga. So we were given a
So this
whole
is
bunch... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
simultaneously like the coolest and most poorly implemented minigame in this, because as you can see, the panels we have to fill in are just these very small images that don't really tell you what they're supposed to really be.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to figure it out. Like this one is, again, easy enough. Later ones will be much harder to interpret what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Also, in normal mode, you are given 24 minutes to solve this problem.
I'm actually surprised we're given 10 for this.
I can see it's a little bit clunky, and also
Yeah,
you have to do this
exactly.
on PSP. I could at least see 10 minutes as being reasonable.
So basically, we're going through the incident point by point. I really do like the art style they're using here.
I'm pretty sure you messed up there.
Huh?
Yeah. It's the
That
knife
one is the
falling.
knife falling. Yep. Go back a little bit
The
more.
last one you did is the knife
There you go.
falling, not the sword being brandished.
Yeah.
No, that's correct.
No,
Yeah.
because then I feel like falling the penalty heart for it.
Yeah.
That one might just be a
Yeah.
one to throw you off. Because it was matched one of the ones that was already fully paneled.
Yeah.
Where is it? There it is. Luckily, you can click on these, which not only stops the timer,
Nice.
but yeah. Behind.
I think you were literally,
Yep, I already overshot it.
you were literally on top of it. That was.
Yeah.
Act 3.
Ball.
Yeah.
Incinerator. This piece falls out.
Reenact.
The killer is you! I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
So in normal, once you have everything in the proper place, it will automatically start this section.
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her.
And she wrote it upside down because apparently no one could read upside down.
All her strength was gone.
The ultimate way to hide your message.
With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a
See,
plan
this is
to
the big
use
mistake.
Hero's
They're
crystal
just taking their
ball,
shirt back to their
which
own
he
room
left
and, I don't
in
know,
the
hidden in the
laundry
drawer.
room.
Yeah.
We didn't look for it. They would have been fine.
The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch.
To be fair, this is their first trial. It's not like
For
they
any
know the
normal
depths
person,
that they're allowed to
that'd be an
proceed.
impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot.
Well, I know. Well, no, hiding the
And
shirt in
that's
his room would
because
actually
the
be
killer was the ultimate
better option than
baseball
trying
star.
to incinerate the shirt.
Yep.
In a way that only uses his specific
Crystal ball,
skills.
thrown with absolute
No,
precision,
I'm aware of that,
hit
but
the
at the same
switch in the
time,
incinerator, which then quickly roared
it's
to
like
life.
he doesn't know that they're not going to be allowed to search all the rooms.
I mean, technically, it's nothing to say that we can't search all the rooms.
We just didn't.
Yeah, we never tried.
Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief.
No editorializing,
There
Makoto.
was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
A white shirt.
To be honest, the fact that part of it fell out isn't the big thing
Isn't
there.
that
It's the
right,
fact that the
Leon?
incinerator had been used, and that the thing used to turn it on was the glass ball.
It would appear that Hero simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room.
I mean, if we had
You
the whole
went there
shirt,
to
we'd
try and
actually know
wash
who
the
it
blood
was,
out of
or
your shirt,
who it belonged
and
to,
that's
but
where you saw it,
at least
right?
hypothetically.
Yeah,
But
but
at
like,
least we know it wasn't Hafume's.
Seeing the ball,
Well, like if the
thought of a way to take care
the
of
sleeve
everything.
piece hadn't been there, like if it still had all burned away.
Do you
Well, the only
object
evidence
to
we have.
anything that's been said?
Yeah.
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence?
Been pretty well
Without
presented,
evidence,
to be
it's
honest.
all bullshit!
Yeah.
It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well,
So I
then,
think I know what it
I
is.
guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I hate this question.
Yep.
Oh,
First, cool, find out.
but first, before we actually answer that question, so welcome to the mini game that will break your perfect score more often than not. Like, you could have gotten all the other questions right up at this point. This is the one that doesn't rely on
When the killer broke
logic.
the bathroom doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it.
Yeah, this is pretty much
So what did the
entirely
killer
a
use?
reaction-based rhythm game.
Yep.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
And you're
Stupid,
guilty.
stupid, 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 stupid!
Well, he makes a good argument.
Yeah.
So first, we get transported to the dance dimension.
You kidding me?
Right click to target, left click to hit. Right click, left. Right click, left. Right click, left.
You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! You lie! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid!
So it's important to note,
You
the
lie!
tempo actually does change as you play this. As you get
Shut
more
up!
correct
Where's
and
your
higher
proof?
combo, it gets faster.
You
If
kidding
you
me?
miss
Not a
or,
chance.
click off the beat, it slows down.
You lie!
Whew.
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
And the final truth bullet. The toolkit. I wasn't even looking at my health. I don't know how much I lost or didn't lose.
You were fine.
What kind of
Oh,
tool
yeah.
the killer
Cool.
used to
Yeah, I
remove
think you
them.
actually perfected that.
Alright, cool.
I mean, it had to be a
You've
screwdriver,
lost your
right?
combo once near the very end,
yeah.
but I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure
it
the toolkits we got each had one
counted
inside.
against you.
That doesn't help
Must
up.
be what he used.
Yeah.
There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
Not that any of us will believe you.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
The face of true despair.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Wiggly, 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 wiggly.
So now you see why we don't care about doing little onesie-twosie hunting for mono bear coins.
Yeah.
Because
you
we
get
just
one
got
mono bear coin. Yeah, you get one mono bear coin for every 10 points you get in these trials.
Also, that's not nearly the number I got in normals. In normal, you only get 31 medals for a perfect rank.
Yeah. So on hard difficulty, which by the way was also the default difficulty on the original of this game, it
Looks
is
like
1
you've
coin
reached
for
your
every 10 points.
Then are we ready
Also,
to cast our votes?
one of these skills we will be pushing to get almost immediately triples the amount of mono bear coins you get.
Selection.
Jesus.
Oh,
yep.
Just to remind you
And
all,
Shiv will be happy because that involves talking to Celeste
you vote
a
for
lot.
someone.
Yeah, it's
You wouldn't
Celeste's
want to be
skill,
punished
you know,
for
along
something
with
so
being a
minor,
gambler.
right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it is the only actual passive skill in the entire game. It's the only one that doesn't actually affect one of those mini games in the class trials, and it is just straight up just triple the number of mono bear coins you get at the end of a class trial.
Right. So everybody vote for Hifumi.
Yay! Oh.
You win.
And now we get our first execution.
Well, we got a little bit of preamble to go through before that.
Yahoo! He's so happy. Leon Kubwa.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
I was misremembering the skill. It is triple mono coins found during school life, so when we find coins around, we get 3 instead of 1. It's 10% extra after class trials. It's still a significant boost.
Oh,
Yeah. It's good either way.
Okay, if it was just for picking them up, I would say it's not worth, like, well, like focusing on, but an extra 10% at the end of trials,
So
definitely.
that's why. None of you are any different. I was just unlucky. That's all. Hey, come on!
Yeah, all you had to do was run after being attacked, or
Yeah.
after she locked herself in, and you'd have been fine.
You attack with a knife, you break a wrist, and then you don't murder them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mention it the next day of, hey, by the way, she tried to kill me.
Yeah.
She left me this note that I have right here telling me to come over.
Yep.
Tried to stab me with a knife. I managed to disarm her.
It's all because of that video.
Her blood, that was also very important. I mean,
Yeah.
losing it just killed her.
No,
I mean, she
didn't bleed
I mean,
out.
I mean, she finally got it to the right shade of pink that she wanted.
Designer Pop Idol blood.
Are you kidding
But
me?
yeah,
Do you have any idea how much people would pay for that?
And people paid a ton for bath water, so I'm assuming actual blood would go for more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially if you get that bright pink.
Yeah.
That's guaranteed idol blood
The
right there.
idol pink blood.
Please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
To be fair, Makoto,
No kidding.
like, why would she have talked to you in the first place?
Okay, considering there's like 16 people here.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be why.
I mean, like, how she did, like, oh, let's be friends, let's be chummy. Like, everyone else pretty much just, you know, does their own thing.
Ba-bum, ba-bum. Phew.
Despair.
Look, get used to it. It's a theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I know for the second one they still use the term we don't like. Do they for the third?
I haven't played the third, to be honest. That's going to be a
Ah.
fresh experience.
That's
I mean,
Sorry,
I'll-
what was the question?
Well, but whether they still use the term we're
That's
not a
still
fan of.
blackened.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
blackened.
Calm down.
Ba-bum, ba-bum. Yes, indeed.
Punishment? You mean execution? Wait a second!
It became nighttime during this point.
Yes, you
Yeah,
could have not killed
that's
her.
it.
No, initially it was all defense.
No, Celeste is going to go into that. Don't worry. Everyone is going to bring up the point of, yeah, you could have just not killed her.
Yeah, like it was self-defense when she attacked you with a knife.
You went out, got your toolkit, came all the way back, broke into the bathroom,
Do
then
you
stabbed her with a
understand?
knife.
So that's why.
It was preventative defense.
Oh.
So I'm planning on blaming her. She's blameless.
I mean, no, she tried to murder someone.
Yeah, no, she did try to
She is not blameless.
No.
No.
No,
Not,
I'm just saying,
not
like,
in the slightest.
same thing.
Sayaka probably would have found a different patsy in order to try and set up her very botched murder attempt.
Unbelievable. Hey,
What?
Kills! Kills!
I'm begging
It's
you!
lovely.
Please,
It dices. It
don't
makes
do
stuff up.
this!
The only part that doesn't make too much sense to me is the person she invited over, but then I consider the rest of the options, and okay, it's not a bad one actually.
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment!
No, 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 no!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Do we have to cheer along with them?
Okay, time to up that kill count. And then there's this ridiculous art style.
Remember, despite the ridiculous art style, everything that happens in here is happening.
Yeah.
Oh. Very strong smell of blood splattered everywhere.
Yeah, but who won the game?
Blouses.
I need a John Boy's video. Statistical analysis of 1,000 baseball strikes.
Extreme!
Oh
So,
god, he's a 90s kid.
now that we've seen an execution, I'll bring up, there are actually descriptions in the Danganronpa visual fan book of executions for all the characters that don't actually get one because
I
they're like
can't
murder
take
victims
it.
or whatnot.
Uh-huh.
So Sayaka's is called Maizono Sayaka's final performance and is described as such. Maizono is placed on the stage with the form of a giant bear trap along its edge. She is required to sing in order to fill the score meter until it's full. However, just as the meter is about to reach the highest score, Monokuma destroys it, triggering the failure condition. This causes the giant bear trap to slam shut, killing Maizono instantly.
Jesus.
Damn you!
What the heck?
Junko, for reference, is the Spears of Gungnir that is considered the execution.
Say what?
Yeah.
Which has nothing to do with what she is, just it's a thing.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't murdered. She died by execution for breaking the school rules.
Yeah, it was more of a spur of the moment thing than anything else. It wasn't the big elaborate one. I'm sure they probably could have designed some big elaborate one for her. They probably had one in mind, but didn't end up using it because, you know, Spears of Gungnir.
Yeah.
Shit.
this mean?
I think Monokuma's writing was done by Frank Miller.
No. Monokuma speaks in full sentences.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Well, except for the voice acting.
Hey.
He's also not capitalizing every other word. Well, the bright side, free boys room.
That's true.
Free toolkit, one screwdriver slightly used.
No, he still has his original. And now, if they need to actually fix anything, they have an already open toolkit.
They also have a few sewing kits.
It's true. There are two fair ones.
Oh, two, yeah.
Not to mention a good deal of clothes of other people that will probably fit no one else.
That's true.
Just a second.
Everyone's sizes were radically different from each other.
Makoto.
Does it have to do with how your hair looks weird?
Is it the fact that your head has a butt?
Listen.
Yeah, some of those cowlicks are really hard to deal with. Partially why I wear my hair short.
He's not denying it.
It's true.
It's true, your assistant did possibly use her psychic powers to try and betray you.
Why is Hifumi there in the background looking like he's trying to make goatse with his mouth?
Oh, I can't unsee that now. Thank you,
all I
Shiv.
can see.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I hate that you made that on the table. Everyone's still in their whatever their last pose was from a conversation line.
However, so
That is true. If she didn't care about anyone, she wouldn't have called out who did it.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just wanted him to make sure he didn't
No,
escape.
it's still revenge.
Yeah.
No, it could very much be a case of, well, I'm going to die, but I don't want you to get away with it.
certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing a person with a longer name
Anyway.
didn't attack her.
Right.
Nothing ironic about that whatsoever.
So this whole thing about Sayaka honestly and truly actually caring about Makoto is held up in what's called Danganronpa If. We'll talk about that more some other time.
Yeah, there's a very specific portion
But
where I'm going
it's
to start talking about if, but
But it is essentially an alternate universe retelling of the events of the first game, and in that one, Sayaka doesn't actually go through with this whole plan because Makoto passes out, and she basically ends up taking him to the infirmary and decides to give up on the whole plan.
So basically, she was still planning on attempting to kill Leon, but
As soon as something happened that was sort of put Makoto in jeopardy, she was more concerned with that than she was with her intent to kill and escape, essentially.
I still find it funny that she went for Leon, not Byakuya.
Hey,
Like, Leon's sports.
He's also gullible enough to fall for it. That's the
Yeah,
other
I was gonna
issue.
say you need someone who's both
What?
who you both think you could overpower, and you could actually get to come with a note like that. Byakuya would have just crumpled it up and thrown it away if he even looked at it.
It wasn't even a case of like thinking you can overpower, because there's a decent chance that she could have killed Leon had Makoto not brought a fake replica sword into his room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without the sword, she had the only weapon.
To be fair, I think she recommended him getting a weapon so she had something to use, but because the sword flaked so easily, it became non-viable.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could have still stabbed someone with that sword.
But the problem was having the flex on clothing and skin and shit. It's too easy to trace who could potentially have used it. On the other hand, probably new bathroom.
So, yeah.
Or no room, so the bathroom door ain't fucked now.
Yeah, this is just our regular bathroom now.
Oh no!
No,
you're still in your room.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just cleaned the place up.
I don't know why they wouldn't move you to another room just because there was a murder in it.
Nope.
What's the fun of that? You gotta live with that
There
ghost.
are other rooms, and they messed with the door.
Did they fix the door? Because they had to remodel the entire. I mean, they had to remodel the rest of the room. So.
You know they didn't fix the door. Monokuma wouldn't do that.
Dispose of all of the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
Good, because it was really starting to smell.
On the other hand, who's up for Pork Week?
Who here has seen Weekend at Bernie? Who here has seen Weekend at Bernie's?
The bodies start appearing in party hats around the school and then disappearing a few moments later.
Look, all I'm gonna say is, be careful about certain type of music being played.
So,
Yeah, like smooth jazz.
Listen to me!
Freeform jazz.
Taka, calm it the fuck down.
Taka does not have a calm down mode.
Taka is perpetually not calm.
Hey, come on.
Thank you, Mondo. Jesus, that's fucked up.
I see.
Or, one of the other two available rooms. Also, has she been there long enough for that room to smell like her that much?
You got it!
Well, she covered every square surface with her own perfume, so yes.
On point. She had to mark the room to make it hers.
See, Toko's an amateur shit stirrer. Byakuya is a professional shit stirrer.
Yep.
Well...
Go take a shower, Stinky.
Someone get the hose. We'll still need it for Hifumi if he talks, but we could also turn it on Toko.
Are you okay with this?
Honestly.
So then...
Goddamn rules.
Rules are meant to be made up on the spot.
That's right.
No,
What?
I can't take it.
No.
So, hilarious, completely tangential stuff, by the way, as long as we're kind of in a lull moment here.
It's because...
So the game Crypt of the Necrodancer, a rhythm-based roguelike dungeon crawler, in Japan is published by Spike Chunsoft.
So,
And because of this, the Japanese release of the game, and then eventually basically released as additional stuff worldwide, included a bunch of Danganronpa skins for various characters in Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Fantastic.
I do believe it also included remixes of several songs from Danganronpa, Danganronpa 2, and Ultra Despair Girls, remixed with the original Crypt of the Necrodancer soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Oh, and one other thing. It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you, see you. That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear, so be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Especially since I left a swarm of them in the place or in the school.
Don't fuck with me.
I mean, technically you're not wrong. Leon died because you guys found out it was him and, voted for him. If you had not so selflessly voted for him and just, thrown it away, he would have gotten away completely, fine.
And the rest of you would have died.
Yeah, but that's being selfish.
Despair.
Take a drink.
Boy's Life of Despair.
Take another drink.
Speaking of drink, I'll be right back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take a quick moment to grab a drink as well.
Yep.
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do we want to pause while we wait for them to come back?
3, 4.
Yeah, we probably should.
Now reach way up.
As amusing as exercise of a sociopath is.
Down.
T-pose to assert dominance. The T-pose exists nowhere in nature. Thus it unnerves and transfixes those who watch it. Background music provided for this exercise by Miss McNally's 3rd grade piano class.
Ah, yes, morning exercises.
Yep.
Of course.
Led by Monokuma.
I like how Taka is the only one trying.
Yup. Look, do you think Hifumi is going to be at all into physical exercise?
Surprised Sakura and Hina aren't. Because even if like it's stupid to follow along with the bear, they understand the value of exercise.
Yeah, but they can exercise on their own time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just waiting for Shiv to get back.
Yep.
Corn hair. I just can't stop staring at Mondo's corn hair.
Hair defies all sense and logic, but in this game, that's not really much of a deal. Actually, OAO's hair is actually worse. You would need a wireframe to keep it in that position.
Or just
unless
burning
she never, or unless she never washes it.
Or just burning
That's her-
spirit and tireless enthusiasm. She is perpetually on the cusp of Kaioken.
Yeah, what?
The power up before Super
No,
Saiyan.
I know.
Yeah.
No, Vince has the right response. Kaya, what?
What smells like deer?
Kaioken, that trick that Goku learned and taught no one else. Because
he's a jerk.
Effectively.
He's a thoughtless jerk, as opposed to Vegeta, who's a jerk for fun and profit.
I mean,
Mostly
in
fun.
fairness, could you imagine Goku trying to teach anybody anything?
Okay, yeah, you have a point on that.
Go back, Shiv. You're here just in time for morning radio exercises.
Yep.
Very important. Keep it safe.
Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours.
The last thing any of these kids need is speed. It's a hell of a drug.
Why did you put sweat glands in the robotic bear?
To make it creepy to look at him.
Yeah, we've been over that for the last few days. You can drop it already.
So?
No, it probably was.
You pissed her off over your puny excuse for exercise.
Secret of the Assassin's Fist.
I'm pretty sure she's not stupid enough to fall for that.
I'm pretty sure there's someone stupid enough here to fall for that.
Yes. Considering Hifumi didn't, no, there isn't.
I don't know.
No, he's saying he doesn't believe in it, and then immediately afterwards we're going to find him exercising, trying to learn the Assassin's Fist. A whole new world.
What the heck?
Wow.
You
Egg would be on your face if we failed at the first trial. That wouldn't happen.
Man, I made the rest of the school for nothing.
Very nice.
Well, with this group of people, yeah, I would actually suspect all of them have one form of ADHD or another.
Could it be?
No.
I wonder about that.
Piece of shit!
Hey.
I know they only made a few lines for him.
Yeah, I just love whenever Mondo screams piece of shit, because I like to imagine that's his actual response to anyone talking. He's like, piece of shit! I'm sorry, it's a reflex. I'm used to dealing with bikers.
Got it!
Yes, they're always watching you.
You haven't figured that out?
I mean, he obviously have cameras from inside the bathroom, so yes. So they're always watching you.
In fairness on that one, you could have
What the heck?
figured out everything without a camera inside the bathroom. Just the normal camera they have in the room would be enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything that, No, because they had, like, the exact time of death.
You could have figured that out, too.
Serious?
Also, the bear can't, Monokuma can't just up Kira in any room that he wants to.
That's true.
And Leon wouldn't have mentioned it.
Well, us heroes losing it.
You say it like he hadn't already lost it.
Yeah.
So yeah, what he means by whole new world is that a new area of the school has opened up.
We can go to the second floor, and it probably means something. We can also go shopping for random gifts.
Yay!
Yes. Which is actually what we're going to be doing before we go up to the second floor.
Without a doubt.
As we're coming up on another time when we'll have some free time.
Oh my god, he's so
You
humble.
understand?
It's Mondo.
Yo.
You know, as much as he's reminiscent of a JoJo thing, he looks much more like a Yu-Gi-Oh character with his eyes like that.
He's kind of in his own art style.
What?
I was just thinking that because of Taka is very much a Studio Trigger character.
Yo.
Store here.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not gonna let us shop.
Nope.
Fantastic. Alright.
Alright, to the second floor. Which I'm going to assume is the jousting arena.
Come on, vomitorium. Ah.
The bathrooms!
I think this
Oh,
is where
thank
the
God, we
bathrooms
don't
are.
have to be in the corner anymore.
We had bathrooms on the first floor.
Is there any rancid gravy in the men's room?
That doesn't mean there are toilets in them.
Oh my god.
It's a men's room. What did you expect?
No, like the color scheme. Good lord.
Oh yeah, they're trying to murder the eyes of every student who ever attends the school.
This color scheme, you can't see the people just pee right on the walls.
Only on specific spots though, because you'll definitely smell it anyways.
Nothing else in here. So, if we check our map, we got another classroom here. We've got the bathrooms that we just passed. This way leads to a pool. With a minigun.
And a minigun. Yep, I figured she'd be excited about this.
She's a swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate swimmer.
I'm surprised they keep that on the second floor.
What, the minigun or the pool?
The pool. Both. But the pool especially.
Yeah. Second floor pool, whatever.
Yeah.
The minigun has a viable explanation.
Yep.
To make sure people don't run at the pool.
No, to make sure that boys don't go in the girls' changing room.
Yep.
Right, so hide the minigun, invite Hifumi up here, tell him there's some plastic figurines in the girls' room.
Yep.
To be fair, I'm willing to bet that wasn't an original part of the school design, and he's like, oh, wait, I invited the shit weasel. Huh. Minigun!
Where's the shit weasel again? So much extra work.
Look, he dropped him in there in the same way that you drop a pig into a raptor pen. Eventually, someone's gonna try and kill that pig.
But
Chihiro, I could put 2 marshmallows on a paperclip. I'm fairly certain that's what you need for weight training.
yeah.
Yeah.
Considering how much they planned ahead, free extra swimsuits.
Of course. Oh.
Oh, this will be important for the next murder.
Look, any opportunity to hear Monokuma's theme again.
Yep. So we're clear, that's punishment, so we don't have to worry about this trial nonsense. If somebody gets themselves killed.
Duck, 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 duck,
Just a second.
Thank you, AI.
Wow. Huh.
I mean, we already knew she wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yep. Yeah, Celeste is pretty evil.
I got it!
New rule.
Yep.
Yep.
New rule is kind of worded in an odd way, in my opinion.
Honestly.
Well, the punishment's on the person lending it out.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of also an obvious loophole to it.
Yeah, you could just steal it.
So,
And as to punish a specific amount of person lending it out, I'm pretty sure he'll still bonus will be a person stealing in that case.
That's not against the rule.
Yeah.
Stealing's not against the rule.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, very obvious murder's not against the rules.
Yeah. No, if Monokuma is going to make rules, he's going to put as many loopholes in the possible to encourage a murder.
Yeah.
And here's probably one of my favorite lines from Monokuma.
Disgusting.
just the worst.
So the original Japanese on that kick more closely translates to, listen, all I care about is keeping a clean school image. I don't care what goes on in the dorms. Indulge in your fetishes. I don't give a damn.
You got it. As for me,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We can also actually go into the
nice.
Coin
now if we feel like checking it out.
Oh God.
You're asking that now?
And the pool itself.
Yep.
This room is so big that we actually get like various hot spots we can walk around to check. Monokuma coin!
101. Wonderful.
And then we can do the same thing going around the other side. Oh, bother. There's nothing else in here at the moment. And standard monitor. So in addition to that, third floor is locked, of course.
Yep.
But we also have the library. Where most everyone else is right now.
Pretty much expect these specific characters to be, actually.
Stop talking.
Mm-hmm.
Hifumi, I specifically did not talk to you.
Oh, god damn it.
Huh?
Oh my.
What the heck?
So Toko's got tiny hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tiny hands or a huge head.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, notably, in the Japanese, he's complaining about there not being any light novels or manga in the library.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah.
The irony of the manga, or changing manga to comics is an unnecessary localization.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's mostly the light novel thing, because we don't really have anything comparable. That's why they were
Yeah.
fiction or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, considering current trends, manga is more well known than comics.
Yeah.
Normally with this type of argument between characters, I'd say just fuck already, but no.
No.
Only sane person in the room. Are you gonna weigh in on something?
What's his douchebagginess is saying he's just an asshole.
Yeah. Also, he probably thinks bananas cost like $10.
Damnation!
Like, did we just have this argument? You know, she says that, but that look on her face. God damn.
Toko might be an amateur shit stirrer, but she's enthusiastic about it.
You know nothing!
Look, shit stirring is her kink, okay?
Also, considering the target.
Yeah.
Here we go!
So you have no meaning or value, is what you're saying. Yeah.
We've been dancing around it this whole time, but there's a letter in here that we can read. Hope's Peak Office.
Indeed.
I mean, damn, the semester just started and it's this dusty?
Is that right?
To the accounting department, I sent this letter because obviously technology escapes you. Stop clicking on the Nigerian prince emails, for the love of God.
Meanwhile, I'm here expecting a chain letter at this point. Copy this down and send to 10 other people.
Background plot.
Yeah.
It would seem...
How the hell could you tell that?
Krampus, remind me, has Kirigiri's ultimate skill been revealed yet?
It has not.
Okay.
I will go into the report card to double check, but...
It hasn't.
Yeah.
No, it's ultimate question marks.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that hadn't been revealed yet. Suffice to say, there is a reason why she is able to tell that.
So, in other words,
Let's see. So either she's the ultimate detective or the ultimate serial killer.
However...
Well, we already know the ultimate serial killer is Genocider Kyo / Genocide Jack.
Yep.
Briefly mentioned in the last chapter.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll never come up again.
Certainly not.
Now, if...
Okay. So a fairly important bit of lore dump that we got there.
Raises more than a few questions.
Yeah, for the moment, it mostly just opens up more mysteries.
Yep. Stop touching the archives, poor person. Okay. Oh.
A telephone. No, a laptop. Tiny things are tiny.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I forget they have us a functioning laptop. It's not like you'd be stupid without a Wi-Fi connection throughout this entire place or something. Could just line the walls with lead and kryptonite or something like that.
Couldn't just line the walls with lead and kryptonite.
Give everybody cancer. That's how Lex Luthor got cancer.
Turns out we just constructed the world's largest Faraday cage around the entirety of Hope Peak Academy.
I'm sure it's fine. Also, I like how I said the laptop is broken. It's like, it didn't turn on when I pressed the power button. Have you considered plugging it in?
Listen to me!
Nonsense.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Not just a regular pool, a freaking pool.
it's most assuredly not a freaking pool. I put a lot of effort into making sure that you children couldn't freak.
I see.
Unless you're in your dorm rooms, in which case they don't care.
Yes.
Exactly. There's a time and a place.
Quiet down and listen.
And it's called college.
You hear me?
Could even be a boat. You know how much we've always wanted one of those.
We have no idea how long we're gonna be here.
Are you okay with this?
Yo. What? What?
Well, there were these explosives, but no.
Hey,
Kiyotaka has a really good depressed face.
What?
Yeah.
Stop fucking around.
Look, we know where some cleaning chemicals are. Maybe there's more inside the warehouse that we can use. In certain particular mixtures.
You piece of...
Granted, we don't have access to the internet for those things.
Trial and error.
Also, yes, they gave him a very good sad face.
Yeah.
So sad.
God, I just now noticed that, what's his face is behind Hifumi, but it looks like Hifumi has the haircut.
I've eaten him.
Oh God.
Gained his power.
The power to be gullible?
Sure.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Oh, good. I'm glad he pointed out that it's something we promised and not an actual rule.
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't had one of these in a while.
Yeah, we've been doing random side stuff. Also, it was like the same day for a very long period of time.
Yes, we haven't had one of these in a while because we literally haven't had a day pass in a while.
Technically, the last day that passed, we didn't have one of these.
Yeah. I don't think a normal girlfriend would have anything to do with you, Monokuma.
You see what I mean, right, Mr. Monokuma?
Okay.
Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m., and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine! Get ready to greet another beautiful day! Oh, that's right. I wanted to let you know that your e-handbooks have been updated. New regulations have been added, so please take a look and enjoy your school life more than ever before.
The new rule has been added to the regulations menu.
Okay, they're just gonna outright tell us. It's like,
yes.
I'm assuming it's that one.
Well, we can check.
Yeah, no loaning your shit.
Yep.
Regulations. Rule number 10. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Additional regulations will be added as necessary.
Yep.
Anyway, so that's actually probably where we're going to call it. Just because it's a good kind of stopping point for us.
Yep.
Yep.
We should check and see if we can hit the school store.
Ah, that is true, yeah. Go and burn through these coins real quick.
Test our luck.
No, we have to go straight to the cafeteria.
Okay, yeah.
Alright. Okay, so we'll save there. So, an exciting time with a class trial that, like we said, is way less obvious in Japanese than it is in English, but they kind of just directly translated everything without trying to change much.
I mean, even in Japanese, that one's fairly straightforward and easy because they want it to be...
Yeah. Like,
they want you to be learning the mechanics, not solving the puzzle.
Yeah. The next trial will be way more complex. But anyway, thank you for joining us today. Join us Tuesday for our continuing fight against the giant monsters that invade our planet, and the people who fight against them. And then join us on Saturday for our continuation of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky as we fight a goddamn dragon. Or at least chase after a goddamn dragon.
There is a goddamn dragon.
Fighting the dragon is not guaranteed.
Yep.
Anyway, I've been
It's
the
almost
Krampus.
Been Bograt.
I've been Chip.
I've been Vincent.
And I'm Hunter Green.
Sorry for cutting you off there, Vince. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye,
Have a good
everyone.
one.
Goodbye.